Okay, so really fun game, really fun ending to the Cincinnati Bengals, Los Angeles Chargers game. We have Joe Burrow making his first start, and he's going to see if he can get something going here. So first, let's just start off right here. There's a minute and 10 left. They're already in field goal range. This is where I want to talk about because I think this is really where it gets very fun. So the Chargers, you're going to see a lot of zone coverage. This time they're doing a blitz. It's a zone blitz, getting a linebacker and actually dropping someone who's on the line, a couple people who are on the line back in coverage. And so for Burrow, he has a receiver who is going to be running into a gap in coverage. Burrow likes that area, and so that's where he is going to look and throw. This is not going to get wide open, but there is a gap in coverage, and because the player is running back, he has to turn his back right away, which allows Burrow to get a quick first down. So a minute and 5 seconds left, but, no timeouts, so they have to hurry. They don't have to spike the ball. They're just going to run a play right here, but they did this a couple times, and honestly, it might not have been the right decision because, so this is going to be zone coverage once again that they're going up against, and you look at the routes that the receivers are running, it's basically all the same route, and there's not really a lot of good here. Now, what Burrow is going to try and do is he's going to try and hit the receiver that's on the top of the screen, who will then hopefully get out of bounds. You gain a little bit of yards, and it's better than a spike because you gain yards and still stop the clock. Of course, there is the possibility that's incomplete, but at the end of the day, that's basically the same thing as just spiking the ball. It only takes a couple more seconds. And obviously it could be an interception, but, hopefully Burrow won't throw one that's going to be an interception. And there's the last option, which is actually what's going to happen, where the receiver just isn't able to get close enough to the outside. And also, it was just a really good tackle. I mean, sometimes the defense just makes a play. That's what happened there. Quick tackle, and you gain some yards. You don't gain a ton, and more importantly, you don't get out of bounds. So now, Cincinnati, they have to try this again. They have to hurry up again. And at this point, you don't want to spike the ball because that would make it a third down. So they're going to once again run a play. And this time, just all chaos happens where it's zone coverage once again. Again, it's all zone. And you have two Cincinnati players who are seemingly running the exact same route. They're going to be right next to each other. That's what's going to happen, which obviously, this doesn't happen if you have time to prepare your play. But when you're hurrying up, sometimes weird stuff happens. Also, a Cincinnati player ends up falling down, which in a weird way kind of helped them because this can now kind of allow a little bit more separation. So that fall might have actually been a good thing. Burrow is looking in this direction. There's not really a ton of space, but Burrow is able to make a good throw. And it results in a first down, and that's huge. The first down, that was Azuma, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, 87, CJ Azuma, and, really good play by him to fall forward and pick up the first down, because at least now you can spike the ball and you can stop the clock and set up a play. So with 18 seconds left now, this is where things get interesting. So it's zone coverage. What do you want to do against zone coverage? Well, what Cincinnati's going to do is this, and this makes a ton of sense. So again, they can kind of look at the field, and they can pretty much tell it's probably going to be zone right here. You don't have anyone playing press or anything like that, and just logically, you're probably going to be playing zone here, so they can prepare for this, where they're going to have a receiver and a tight end on the top of the screen. Both of those two players are going to just run further deep. They're going to try and push the players who are playing zone further deep. That's the whole point of this. The reason for this is because then you can just have your halfback Mixon run underneath. You're going to hit him. Hopefully he can gain some yards, and more importantly, hopefully he can get out of bounds. This is a risky play because this is relying on him to make a catch, in back, or, he's going to be catching it, he's going to be running it. If there's a quick tackle and he doesn't get out of bounds, there is a very real chance that Cincinnati, probably best case scenario, they're able to spike it with 3 seconds left and they have to kick the field goal right then. You basically need a first down or to get out of bounds. And it seems like it might be a bit of a low reward type thing because you're not going to get the touchdown here. But this is actually a pretty smart decision, I think, because you're probably going to be able to get out of bounds. And if you do, you can get inside the 10, perhaps even inside the 5, and you can then much more easily try to get the ball into the end zone. It's very difficult outside the 10 when opposing teams know that you're going to the end zone to get the ball in the end zone. That's very difficult to do. But once you can get inside the 10 or inside the 5, it becomes far easier. And also, this is just going to be well ran, where Mixon is able to make the catch, and he does a great job of, getting yards, but also getting out of bounds. That's what you have to do right there. Also, excuse me, I said that was Mixon. That is because I am dumb. It was Giovanni Bernard who had that. That was the guy who did it. I assumed there would be Mixon in there, but no, Bernard was the guy who made that play. But either way, very good play. So I'm going to give him credit, just making sure I give the right person credit. So now you get one shot, basically. Actually, you really get two, 12 seconds. And again, these plays can take up to 11 seconds. It just can't take 12 seconds for it to play. You only need 1 second to run a play. So really what you just got to do is just, do a low-risk play that's throwing the ball into the end zone, and then do that again. That's the logic right here. So first, what's their low-risk play? Well, let's just run a fade route on the sideline. It's a one-on-one matchup, and we'll do it to our best receiver. Let's throw it to A.J. Green, see what he can do. It makes sense. A.J. Green is a great player. So this is what they're going to try and do here. And what you're going to see A.J. Green do is there's a push-off, and there is a push-off. There is a push-off here. It's been debated and still being debated, should that have been a flag or not? I'll show it a couple times so you can really decide for yourself. To me, I think that is a push-off. That is offensive pass interference. Clearly, there was an extension. Now, you could argue it's a weak call if you want to. You could make that argument, in this situation, in the end zone, they're very rarely going to call things like that. They decided to call it, and you know what? Sometimes that's just the way things break down. I also think it's worth mentioning that there was 7 seconds left, and Cincinnati was at the 13-yard line, and they elect to kick the field goal here. They do not go for the touchdown. They go for the field goal. Again, a bit of a curious choice. You could have decided to go for a touchdown, going for a field goal right away with 7 seconds. You have time. You have time to make a throw as long as you don't get sacked. You do have this opportunity. Maybe they just don't trust Joe Burrow to not throw an interception in this moment, which I guess is fair. He is a rookie. That's not a terrible decision to make, but that's what they decided to do. And, of course, as we all know, field goal, not even close. Looked like the kicker was injured on the play, so hard to blame him for getting injured in the worst possible time. But he did get injured, and really, really bad luck for Cincinnati. But you know what? To me, this is a positive for Cincinnati. Part of that is because I wasn't as high on Cincinnati as a lot of other people were. But I think this whole game is a good thing for Cincinnati because we got to see some Joe Burrow coming in clutch moments. Were his numbers fantastic? Well, no. His numbers were actually atrocious. He had just 193 yards on 36 attempts, which is 5.36 yards per attempt, which is very much not good. He also had no touchdowns, and he did throw an interception. Not the best numbers. He did have 46 yards rushing as well and a touchdown rushing, so that's also worth mentioning. So not great numbers, but I don't really care about that. It's a rookie season. I don't expect you to, light it up. And we've also seen guys who do play statistically their rookie season not go on to be great, and guys who don't play statistically well their rookie season be great. These kind of moments are what I'm looking for. Burrow had a great drive late in the game. To me, he looked like he definitely looked like an NFL quarterback, and that might be selling him short in this final moment. So I think definitely reason to be excited if you're Cincinnati. Also, obviously very disappointing, heartbreaking loss. If they don't call that on A.J. Green, you win. But you know what? That's the breaks sometimes. But I thought it was a good game and really good performance by Burrow. What did you guys think? What did you think of this whole situation? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.